Hi everybody. Hope you're well. Just checking to make sure that everything's okay. Yeah. Yes, you're very, very welcome. Wednesday evening edition program, whatever way you're joining us, you're very, very welcome. So I thought tonight that we could just begin where we're on this section of the preciousness of our human life and just beginning to get to those contemplations of just how precious that it is. We've literally won the jackpot. We have this incredible opportunity, and these meditations are kind of leading us to the path of where we want to take the essence of this human life, like day and night. We want to take its essence. Um, just to realize we have this incredible opportunity. Um, yeah, I think as we were saying last week, if we had this realization, if we died and take a rebirth in a lower realm and had this memory that we had this opportunity and we kind of like wasted it, we wasted running after, I don't know, things. But, we just wasted, run after like worldly, consumed by worldly things, just seduced by things that are external to us. So I thought we could meditate, we could like contemplate on three of the lower realms, and then reach a contemplation that we have these incredible freedoms. We're going to just contemplate three of them, and then hopefully at this point reach this contemplation that we this going to this point of that we have this incredible opportunity and this like appreciation that we have a human life that gives us the best opportunity for spiritual development and just develop this feeling of deep joy, of deep appreciation that I have this opportunity. I'm just not a hell being. I'm not a hungry spirit. I'm not an animal. I have this incredible opportunity as a human being and just develop this deep, deep joy, and this joy of then leading us as we go down and we continue to actually meditate over the next couple of weeks, that this the deep appreciation that we have this precious human life, and at that Geshe says that this is the key that unlocks the door to Dharma. We've got this joy and appreciation. We've got this key now, to take the essence of this life. So let's do that. We can just begin with a little bit of breathing meditation first, just to breathe away our day, and then we can just try to concentrate and focus on the prayers to the best of our ability, and just try to absorb their meaning and engage in the visualizations. So we can just begin by finding a posture just to be comfortable in. So our feet on the ground and our back straight, but relaxed, not tense. We have our hands on our lap. If we wish, we can cup our right hand into our left. Just aligning our neck with our back and settling into our posture. And closing our eyes or leave them slightly open. Then we just begin by letting go of everything, beginning with any tension within our body, our muscles. We just allow our body to relax. Imagine that any tightness just drains away. We just let it go. Just imagining that our body gradually becomes very light. Bringing our awareness down to our heart centers, to our heart center. And then drawing all awareness inwards, we let go of everything in our external world. We let go of everything in our day, all our activities and experiences. Just let go of it all. Any worries, any excitement. Just let it go and just gently draw awareness to our breath. Just feeling the sensation of air as it enters and leaves our nostrils. This precious air sustaining our precious human life. And we let our mind follow the breath, entering and leaving our body. From our heart, we can make a decision to focus on the words and the meaning of the prayers, allowing the meaning to mix with our mind.
O Blessed One, Shakyamuni Buddha, precious treasury of compassion, bestower of supreme inner peace, you who love all beings without exception, are the source of happiness and goodness, and you guide us to the liberating path. Your body is a wish-fulfilling jewel. Your speech is supreme purifying nectar, and your mind is refuge for all living beings. With folded hands I turn to you, supreme unchanging friend. I request from the depths of my heart, please give me the light of your wisdom to dispel the darkness of my mind, and to heal my that I in turn may nourish all beings with an unceasing banquet of delight. Through your compassionate intention, your blessings and virtuous deeds, and my strong wish to rely upon you. May all suffering quickly cease, and all happiness and joy be fulfilled, and may holy Dhamma flourish forevermore. May the whole ground become completely pure, as level as the palm of a hand, and as smooth as lapis lazuli. May all of space be filled with offerings from gods and men, both set out and imagined, like offerings of thee, O Good One. In the space in front, on a lion throne, on a cushion of lotus, sun and moon, sits Buddha Shakyamuni, the essence of all my kind teachers, surrounded by the assembly of direct and indirect gurus, Yidams, Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, heroes, solitary conquerors, heroes, dakinis, and Dharma protectors. I and all my kind mothers, fearing samsara's torments, turn to Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, the only sources of refuge. From now until enlightenment, to the three jewels we go for refuge. I and all sentient beings, until we achieve enlightenment, go for refuge to Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. I and all sentient beings, until we achieve enlightenment, go for refuge to Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. I and all sentient beings, until we achieve enlightenment, go for refuge to Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. I and all sentient beings, until we achieve enlightenment, go for refuge to Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. I and all sentient beings, until we achieve enlightenment, go for refuge to Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. I and all sentient beings, until we achieve enlightenment, go for refuge to Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. I and all sentient beings, until we achieve enlightenment, go for refuge to Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. Through the virtues I collect by giving and other perfections, may I become a Buddha for the benefit of all. Through the virtues I collect by giving and other perfections, may I become a Buddha for the benefit of all. Through the virtues I collect by giving and other perfections, May I become a Buddha for the benefit of all. From the hearts of all refuge objects, light and nectar stream down and dissolve into myself and all living beings, purifying negative karma and obstructions, increasing our lives, our virtues, and dharma realization. May everyone be happy. May everyone be free from misery. May no one ever be separated from their happiness. May everyone have equanimity, free from hatred and attachment. You, protector of all beings, great destroyer of hosts of demons, please, O Blessed One, Lord of all, come to this place with your retinue. With my body, speech, and mind, humbly I prostrate, and make offerings both set out and imagined. I confess my wrong deeds from all time, and rejoice in the virtues of all. Please stay until samsara ceases, and turn the wheel of Dharma for us. I dedicate all virtues to great enlightenment. The ground sprinkled with perfume and spread with flowers, the great mountain for land, sun and moon, seen as a Buddha land and offered thus. May all beings enjoy such pure lands. I offer without any sense of loss the objects that give rise to my attachment, hatred, and confusion, my friends, enemies, and strangers, our bodies and enjoyments. Please accept these and bless me to be released directly from the three poisons. Idam Guru Ratna Mandalakam Niryatayami. So now, my most kind root Guru, please sit on the lotus and moon on my crown, and grant me out of your great kindness your body, speech, and mind's attainments. I make request to you, Buddha Shakyamuni, whose body comes from countless virtues, whose speech fulfills the hopes of mortals, whose mind sees clearly all existence. I make request to you, Gurus of the lineage of extensive deeds, Venerable Maitreya, noble Sangha Vasubandhu, and all the other precious teachers who have revealed the path of vastness. I make request to you, Gurus of the lineage of profound view, Venerable Manjushri Nagarjuna Chandrakirti, and all the other precious teachers who have revealed the most profound path. I make request to you, Gurus of the lineage of secret mantra, Conqueror Vajradhara, Tilopa, and Naropa, and all the other precious teachers who have revealed the path of Tantra. I make request to you, Gurus of the old Kadam lineage, the second Buddha Tisha Drum Tomba Geshe Potawa, and all the other precious teachers who have revealed the union of vast and profound paths. I make request to you, Gurus of the new Kadam lineage, Venerable Tsongkhapa Jampal Gyatso Kedrupje, and all the other precious teachers who have revealed the union of Sutra and Tantra. I make request to you, Venerable Khalsang Gyatso, protector of a vast ocean of living beings, unequal teacher of the paths to liberation and enlightenment, who accomplish and explain everything that was revealed by the fourth deliverer of this fortunate eon. I make request to you, my kind precious teacher, who care for those with uncontrolled minds, untamed by all the previous Buddhas, as if they were fortunate disciples. Please pour down your inspiring blessings upon myself and all my mothers, so that we may quickly stop all perverse minds, from disrespect for our kind teacher, to the most subtle jewel appearance. Please pour down your inspiring blessings, so that we may quickly generate pure minds, from respect for our kind teacher, to the supreme mind of union. Please pour down your inspiring blessings, to pacify all outer and inner obstructions. Please pour down your inspiring blessings upon myself and all my mothers, so that we may quickly stop all perverse minds, from disrespect for our kind teacher, to the most subtle jewel appearance. Please pour down your inspiring blessings, so that we may quickly generate pure minds, from respect for our kind teacher, to the supreme mind of union. Please pour down your inspiring blessings, to pacify all outer and inner obstructions. Please pour down your inspiring blessings upon myself and all my mothers, so that we may quickly stop all perverse minds, from disrespect for our kind teacher, to the most subtle jewel appearance. Please pour down your inspiring blessings, so that we may quickly generate pure minds, from respect for our kind teacher, to the supreme mind of union. Please pour down your inspiring blessings, to pacify all outer and inner obstructions. From the hearts of all the holy beings, streams of light and nectar flow down, granting blessings and purifying. The path begins with strong reliance on my kind teacher, source of all good. Oh, bless me with this understanding to follow him with great devotion. This human life with all its freedoms extremely rare, with so much meaning. Oh, bless me with this understanding all day and night to seize its essence. My body like a water bubble decays and dies so very quickly. After death come results of karma, just like the shadow of a body. With this firm knowledge and remembrance, bless me to be extremely cautious, always avoiding harmful actions and gathering abundant virtue. Samsara's pleasures are deceptive, give no contentment, only torment. So please bless me to strive sincerely to gain the bliss of perfect freedom. Oh, bless me so that from this pure thought come mindfulness and greatest caution, to keep as my essential practice the doctrine's root, the pratimosha. Just like myself, all my kind mothers are drowning in samsara's ocean. Oh, so that I may soon release them, bless me to train in bodhicitta. But I cannot become a Buddha by this alone, without three ethics. So bless me with the strength to practice the Bodhisattva's ordination, by pacifying my distractions and analyzing perfect meanings. Bless me to quickly gain the union of special insight and quiescence. When I become a pure container through common paths, bless me to enter the essence practice of good fortune, the supreme vehicle Vajrayana. The two attainments both depend on my sacred vows and my commitments. Bless me to understand this clearly and keep them at the cost of my life. By constant practice in 4 sessions, the way explained by holy teachers. Oh, bless me to gain both the stages which are the essence of the Tantras. May those who guide me on the good path and my companions all have long lives. Bless me to pacify completely all obstacles, outer and inner. May I always find perfect teachers and take delight in holy Dhamma. Accomplish all grounds and pass swiftly and gain the state of Vajradhara.
We make a decision to let go of all ordinary appearance, and with faith, belief, imagine we are in the presence of all the holy beings. We just believe we are in the presence of enlightenment. And we feel the power of this purity, the power of this wisdom. And we strongly believe that our mind and body is blessed. lights and nectars pervade our mind, pervade our body, and that our mind and body is completely purified, that these lights and nectars, radiant, filling our mind, blessing our mind with realizations, with merit, with long life, with good qualities. You just imagine, we believe, with a mind of faith. We let go of everything ordinary, and we mix our mind with the extraordinary. Believing that our mind has been purified of all obstructions, all obscurations, and all obstacles to our meditation. In this meditation, we will contemplate the experiences within the three lower realms. And from our contemplation, we will develop a strong recognition that we now possess a precious human life, that we have the best opportunity for spiritual development. And with this recognition, a deep sense of joy and appreciation will arise within our mind. And this will be the object of our meditation. So we begin by contemplating the experiences of being born in a hell. And we contemplate and meditate that the body and environment of a hell being give rise only to intense pain, And so it is impossible for such a being to listen to, contemplate, or meditate on Dharma. And we can think, when I experience even slight physical pain, I cannot listen to Dharma. I cannot read Dharma books or sit down to meditate. Yet beings in hell experience much greater torment than I could ever experience as a human being. And they experience pain constantly for almost incalculably long periods of time. How fortunate am I not to have taken rebirth as a hell being. We just contemplate the experience of pain and torment that these beings experience. How fortunate am I not to have been reborn as a hell being. And we can also meditate and contemplate that beings who take rebirth as hungry spirits experience constant hunger and thirst. When I am feeling hungry, I cannot give much thought to my spiritual practice, and I cannot develop much interest in listening to or reading Dharma. Yet hungry spirits experience extreme hunger and thirst all the time, and so they never have the freedom or the wish to practice Dharma. How fortunate am I not to have taken rebirth as a hungry spirit. And similarly, animals, we can think that although some animals, like dogs, are clever at finding food or can be taught to obey command, it is impossible for them to train their mind in the stages of the path to enlightenment. Even if we try to encourage them to meditate, they are completely incapable of comprehending our advice. Our spiritual instructions are like wind in their ears. How fortunate am I not to have taken rebirth as an animal. And from our contemplation of our freedom from being born as a hell being, as a hungry spirit, as an animal, we have this great freedom. We can think that we and recognize that I now possess a life that provides the best opportunity for spiritual development. I now possess a life freedom from the suffering of the lower realms. I have the very best opportunity for spiritual development. And such a recognition will naturally bring a feeling of joy and deep appreciation of our human life with its great potential. This feeling of joy, of appreciation, of our human life with its great potential is the object of our meditation. And we sit with it single pointedly for as long as we can. I have the freedom from being born as a hell being, a hungry spirit, or an animal. I now possess a life providing the very best opportunity for spiritual development. When this feeling of deep joy and appreciation arises within our mind, we meditate on this joy and appreciation. How fortunate am I to have this life with such opportunity, with such potential. I have the freedom to read, contemplate, meditate on Dharma, I now possess a human life with extraordinary potential. How incredibly fortunate I am. We develop joy and appreciation and mix our mind with this feeling for the next couple of minutes. And gently we can begin to relax our concentration. When ready, we can open our eyes and we can arise from meditation. Okay, so I think as we were saying last week, or maybe before, like whenever we wake up, like how do we feel? Is it just another ordinary day, or do we feel like I'm so lucky? I've got this. I'm so fortunate. I've got this incredible opportunity, and even if we begin with just a little bit, just beginning to experience that, we don't have those experiences. Yes, we suffer, but in terms of those intense levels of beings or in experiencing intense cold or intense heat, intense hunger, intense thirst, like confusion, we can think we have this ability. We're so lucky. We've got freedom from all of that, and also the other freedoms that we were like talking about last week and holding like wrong views. And we can begin to explore that. Like, and I think we were saying in the beginning in terms of these teachings, the like lamp of like of Lam Rim that like shines that you know within our mind. It like shows those paths, those sort of inner paths that are like heading towards non-virtue. Even if we, this is not virtuous, that this is virtuous. It's just like it like highlights this for us in terms of what actually causes suffering, what actually causes happiness. um okay, so I think last week we were halfway through page 152. So we are at the 10 endowments. So let's continue. So it begins with the first five endowments are personal endowments. So these are number one, that we are born human. Two, that we are is being born and and remaining in a country where Dharma is flourishing. So we're very lucky, fortunate here, and like we have Dharma centers. There's in this very small island in this part of the world, like there's so much. It's pervaded throughout Ireland nearly. If we think of Dublin, I think of Belfast, and we think of what the teachers are actually doing there. There's so much opportunity. If we think of north, south, east, and west of the island, there's just like opportunity. And then if we think of this little island, then if we go across to another island, there's so much opportunity. There's so much Dharma just flourishing everywhere. And even online now, we can tune in anywhere in the world. Just subscribing to, we can get empowerment. It's so much, it's so accessible, like incredibly. I was going to say like ridiculously, but I don't know if that's a word or not. But that I'm wanting to use, but just so incredibly, um, there's so much Dharma just available. Um, Three, being born and remaining with complete powers, free from mental and physical disabilities. Four, not having committed any of the five actions of immediate retribution. And we look at those a little bit later. Five, having faith in the three sets of Buddhist teachings. So Geshe then explains this in the form of basically an analogy. He says that we can understand the importance of each of the five personal endowments by contemplating the following analogy. Being born human is like possessing a car. Being born and remaining in a country where Dharma is flourishing is like getting the car on the road. Being free from mental or physical disabilities is like having petrol in the car. Being free from having to experience the results of any of the five actions of immediate retribution is like having a license to drive. Having faith in Dharma is like having the confidence to drive. Just as when any of these five conditions of successful motoring is absent, we cannot arrive to our destination. So when any of the five personal endowments is absent, we cannot reach enlightenment, which is the proper destination of this precious human life. So that analogy is so fitting, certainly for me, because my car is not only running out of petrol, I think the petrol's running out of it. And whilst I have a license and I have everything else, if that continues, I can't use it. It looks as if I've got everything there, but if one of those things goes, I can't use it. And similarly, we have all these endowments, personal endowments. We're human. We're in a country. We're being born in a country. And we actually remain in a country where like Dharma's flourishing. Born and remaining with complete powers, free from physical and mental disabilities. Not having committed any of the five actions of immediate retribution. Having faith in the three sets of Buddhist teachings. So we know if any of those goes, like being born human, like we're only alive until our next breath. We breathe in, we breathe out, and then I breathe, one day we will breathe out and we won't breathe in again. And it's that thing like where will, you know, then where's my next base rebirth? And if it's not as a human with that first endowment, we don't have this opportunity. Even gods, in terms of, we talked last week about demigods and also gods, like ordinary gods. And um, it's like, if you're in this incredible realm, even if it's there, and even if there's jealousy and different things there, there's definitely delusions. But if you're in this like if you live in like this Beverly Hills, I don't know, I'm not I'm not living in Beverly Hills, but how do you develop actual renunciation? It's so difficult. If you're a God, how do you develop actual renunciation? You've got everything. Like you think, like, I don't need to. It's like you've nothing. You're not. Yes, we suffer, but that like basic renunciation is so hard to actually to develop. Then Geshe explains the five actions of immediate retribution referred to in the fourth endowment are the five worst negative actions. They're also known in other scriptures as heinous actions. So these are killing one's father, killing one's mother, killing a food destroyer, drawing blood, drawing the blood of a Buddha with harmful intention, and causing division within the Sangha or Dharma community. So these are known as like heinous acts, like five, as I say, like the five actions of immediate retribution. Um, he then continues, Geshe just continues here. If we commit any of these actions, it's very difficult to gain realizations. And when we die, we go straight to hell. When that hellish life comes to an end, we continue to experience the heavy results of our action as mental obstructions to our Dharma practice. There have been a few exceptions, such as King Ajatasuttra, who killed his father Bimbisara, but later felt regret, purified, and independence upon the instructions of Buddha became a stream enterer. However, in general, if we commit any of these five actions, there is no way to attain liberation in this life. Um, so, these are, again, there's opportunity there to actually purify that. But these are known as five, like heinous actions. It takes incredible purification to actually purify that to reach enlightenment in this life. And like to think that in this one life, we have the opportunity to gain enlightenment. It might seem like I don't even know what that means. It seems so like far away, but even for us to know, I have this opportunity in this life. In this life, I can become enlightened for the benefit of everyone. And we have these instructions, these sort of this Mahayana instructions that we can like, benefit everyone. We can like bestow peace in the minds of every living being. We've got this inner light of wisdom. And maybe some days we don't feel like that, but some days whenever we actually contemplate that, it's like that's a reality. That can actually be a reality. I can gain enlightenment in this life. I have these freedoms, I have these endowments, I have this incredible opportunity, this great potential right here, to liberate, to become liberated, to get enlightenment for the benefit of everyone. It's quite extraordinary. We can we can we can help everyone. Those experiencing extreme heat, extreme cold, extreme hunger, extreme thirst, like everyone we can be of benefit to. Geshe then explains that the five remaining endowments are favorable characteristics of the world in which we take our human rebirth. So number six is taking rebirth in a world where Buddha has appeared. 7 is taking rebirth in a world where Buddha has taught Dharma. And 6 is taking rebirth in a world where pure Dharma is being taught. 9, taking rebirth in a world where there are people practicing Dharma. And 10, taking human rebirth in a world where there are benefactors and sponsors for Dharma practitioners. So we have these freedoms, we have these endowments, like we have all these teachings. Buddha has appeared. I mean, we can even put that past tense, but we can think Buddha's Buddha's appearing. You know, he or she is appearing right now. If we purify our mind, we can, at the moment maybe we can't see that visually, but we can believe it, and with faith, like Buddha's appearing right now. We can kind of immerse our mind in these prayers and just mix our mind with these blessings and the power of enlightenment. Like, we can just believe it. And I say where Buddha's, Buddha's appeared, where he's taught Dharma, where pure Dharma has been taught, um, where people are practicing pure Dharma. Um, I was talking to somebody last night, and um, this is, but I just got the sense, even from a little conversation, that it was pure Dharma. His language is, I said to him, your language, that you don't speak English, you speak basically Dharma. It was, and it felt so pure, and, we can think that's a Buddha. They mightn't think it. Maybe they are, who knows? Um, but we can think it just felt so pure, and it was Dharma, like every word, but not in this big judgmental way, but just in this sort of a pure way. Um, it was like so refreshing. And so, yeah, we've we have got all this. We've got it here. We've got it in the palm of our very hands. Um, so if Buddha had not appeared in this world and turned the wheel of Dharma, um, and if pure Dharma had not remained in this world, it would have been impossible for us to receive Dharma instructions and put them into practice. If we are to practice purely and correctly, we also need the help of a spiritual guide and spiritual friends, and we need the support of benefactors and sponsors. Therefore, all of these endowments are necessary if our spiritual practice is to succeed. We should realize how fortunate we are to have been born into such a world. Like, and basically we have them all. We've all these freedoms, we've all of these endowments, we have them all. What an opportunity. you know um, we have everything actually necessary, so accessible. We've got delusions. um, we have also got the opportunity to reduce, to recognize these, to abandon them, and to also actually eliminate them. um, we have such opportunity. We have people around us, living beings, to like practice everything, to practice compassion and patience and love. We have every opportunity. We have every opportunity to recognize, begin to go in there and recognize whenever my mind is disturbed, like what am I attached to? Just like contemplating slowly at our own pace, like a broad river. We're just like taking our own pace, keeping ourselves encouraged. We've got spiritual friends, people who we can discuss things with, people whenever we're feeling discouraged, we can actually talk to. We have so much, and as I was saying before, like we have technology can actually cause such harm, but it's got great benefit as well. And we can tune into teachings anywhere in the world. We can tune in on catch up. Like, we're so fortunate. Well, that's what it feels like. um when we meditate on these 8 special freedoms and 10 special endowments, we are doing the analytical meditation that causes us to develop joy and deep appreciation for our present human life, saying that it is perfectly endowed with all the conditions necessary for training the mind in the stages of the path of enlightenment to enlightenment. What is the purpose of deliberately generating joy? It is so that we will take full advantage of our present opportunity. If a person discovers a piece of gold but does not recognize its value, he may throw it away. But if he understands how precious it is, he will be delighted with the discovery, and he will keep the gold safely and use it, it meaningfully. In the same way, if we understand that our human life is now perfectly endowed, we will take delight in it and use it meaningfully. This, and then like a warning nearly, this precious life is impermanent. It may be lost tomorrow. No one can predict how long this opportunity will last. Therefore, we need to appreciate our life right now. It's so true, isn't it? So true. I was driving somewhere this morning early. It was like 6:45 or even 7:30. It could have been 7:30. And I met a hearse with a coffin in it. I thought somebody's getting buried at 7:30 in the morning. You know, it's like I keep. It's like, it's like, and it's so true. Like this life is so impermanent, and one day it'll be us in that coffin, or not. It'll be us. It'll be getting. It's it's just we've expired. And we've got this precious opportunity right now. Now is the time to take it, not whenever I paid off my mortgage, not whenever I've you know, children have grown up, not whenever I get a job, not whenever. It's like right now. You know, if I'm not feeling well, it's not whenever I'm better. It's right now. Because whenever we're feeling better, we're going to be becoming well again. There'll always be that whenever. And then, as it says here, this opportunity may be lost tomorrow. You know, we need to appreciate our life right now, and we know that. We kind of know that. It's sort of like we know that, and sometimes we just get caught up in the ordinary, worry about things that we don't have to worry about, things that will never happen. Just get caught up in all those things, or worry about things that will happen. In which case, there's no point in actually just worrying about them. If it can be remedied, why worry about it? If it can't be remedied, why worry about it? Those aren't my words, by the way. I'm quoting somebody else. Um, and then finally, in this bit, he says, when our meditation causes us to generate a special feeling of joy, we do placement meditation, acquainting ourselves with this feeling more and more closely so that we never lose it. We can do this meditation. This meditation on these endowments, like if we're meditating as we did earlier on the lower realms, it's not a time to develop compassion. That's a different one. This is where we're like, how fortunate I am not to be born in that in that realm. To develop that deep joy and appreciation. I have these freedoms. I have these endowments. They are special. They are rare. We have them all. If we lose one, it's like I was talking to somebody today, and it's so unusual. She has been working for a long time, and we were talking randomly, and she doesn't have a pension. And I was like, Nick, that's rare. I feel like I'm talking, you're rare. And she's, am I? And I'm like, you're totally rare. She's totally not living for that time whenever she actually retires. She doesn't working, but doesn't have a pension. It's so rare. This isn't to say that people shouldn't have pensions. Of course, go for it. But we can actually think we can just mistakenly rely on that, and then it doesn't. I was saying I could even retire and have a pension and not even be aware of it. I might have dementia or something. This there, but I've no awareness of it. Or many things I might have died before I get to pension, whatever, et cetera, et cetera. But we can be just consumed about all these things in the future, worried, planning, strategizing, putting like all our effort into it, and forgetting I have right now. I can develop this great joy and appreciation that I've got this incredible opportunity, this human life with like exponential potential. Exponential doesn't even name it. It's like this this extraordinary potential. I'm going to use it. Okay, so I just need to put my glasses on to see the time. Yeah, we've loads of time. Okay, so then it goes on to the next part, which is actually meditating on the great value of our precious human life. So this is three parts. One, the great value of a precious human life from the point of view of our temporary goal. Two, the great value of a precious human life from the point of view of our ultimate goal. Three, the great value of every moment of our precious human life. So the great value of our precious human life, excuse me, from the point of view of our temporary goal. So Geshe says the goal or aspiration of every living being is to experience happiness. There are two kinds of happiness, and hence two kinds of goal, um, temporary and ultimate. Temporary happiness is the happiness that can be experienced by humans and gods. It is the limited happiness that can be experienced while beings remain bound within samsara. So we are in this cyclical rebirth of suffering. That's basically what it is. Sorry. But that's basically what it is. And this kind of happiness, temporary happiness, is called later changing suffering. So it's those things we all know, or maybe we have been reading about, or we've been meditating on. Just like it's not a cause of happiness. Like food can give us temporary happiness, but if we eat too much, we get sick. It's the same for absolutely everything. Um, it's not a cause of happiness, and Buddha goes as far as to say it's a cause of suffering. And then we might say, well, everything kind of actually moderation makes us happy. But, and again, like, I'm not trying to convince anybody, but if we have to have something in this moderation, or else it causes us suffering, it's not a cause of happiness, you know. So it's just like knowing that, it's just changing suffering. The other explanation is sitting down, standing up. At the moment, we're nice and comfortable sitting down, but after a while, that becomes painful, and then we have the relief of getting up. We think this is better, this is a relief, and then after a while we think I need to sit down again. So it all is like temporary. It's temporary happiness, and but actually with that it's also a cause of suffering too. Whether we're sitting or whether we're standing up. Um, so ultimate happiness is this is what we're after. This is what we want. Ultimate happiness is the pure external happiness of liberation and full enlightenment. So we kind of like look at this like samsaric, we think, oh, it's so beautiful, so nice. But then we kind of look at it closer, and we do this later. We look at all these things are so nice and so whatever, and we look at them closer and we see it's suffering. I was talking to somebody who went up this beautiful forest the other day. So beautiful. It was autumn. It was like sort of otherworldly. And then there was a badger lying dead, and birds were like pecking its eyes out. It was just like, within that veil of this incredible beauty, suffering, you know, animals experience and hunger, and, all the things they experience, all the different sufferings, but all of that, if we just look a little bit closer, suffering. And it's not that we don't enjoy this, of course we do, but we're just not full by, we're just like, I want out of this. I want out of this. We can enjoy it. I remember somebody mentioning, I don't know if you've seen the film, The Shawshank Redemption. Um, so it was like, Morgan Freeman, I think, was the prisoner. I have a bad memory. Um, but so he was, doing his, his prison thing. He was a bit like, he was having his exercise in the prison yard. We can think of that as ourselves. We're having, we think we've all this freedom within us, but um, we're in this samsaric prison. This is, doing everything, and seemingly enjoying everything, but in the background, planning his escape out. Not being fooled by it there, like whatever's going on, but planning out. And we can actually do that too. We can like enjoy whatever, we can see through it, we can whatever, but we're also planning our way out. We're like planning our way out of samsara. Goodbye samsara. Liberation, enlightenment is where I'm going to. I'm planning. That's where my destination is. But in the meantime, I can go for a run around the prison yard. I can have my prison. I can have my, I can actually do whatever's going on, and even I can even enjoy it. But I'm not full by it. This is a prison, and this samsaric, this like recycle, not recycle, this like cycle of rebirth is the nature of suffering at various levels. Um, Geshe continues then, if we had not been born human, we would not have been able to experience all the joys and pleasure of human life. Other beings, such as animals, cannot enjoy the happiness we enjoy because they do not possess the appropriate bodily basis. Therefore, just to have this human body is very important from the point of view of experiencing human happiness in this lifetime. Moreover, we can use this perfectly endowed human life to create the causes for temporary happiness in future lives. We can create all the causes for many future human rebirths with all the necessary freedoms and endowments, with 7 extra advantages that provide the greatest opportunity to experience the pleasures and happiness that human life can offer. So this again this is about cause and effect. Um, so everything's cause and effect, including this human rebirth. Um, there are 7 attributes of higher lineage: nobility, great beauty, great resources, great power, great wisdom, good health, and long life. Of these, great wisdom is the most precious because it enables us to discriminate what is to be practiced and what is to be abandoned, and thus to follow correct spiritual paths. So as we're saying in these Lamrim meditations, we're doing this. There's like something to be abandoned, and then an attitude to be adopted. That's and in this is that our human life is so precious, and its meaning to take the essence of this human life to gain liberation and also enlightenment. So like great wisdom is the most precious. So we can create the causes. We can begin. I can create the causes. I just have to know about karma, and I can create the causes to be reborn wherever I want. And many practitioners have actually done this. They've planned out they would be born in a pure land, or like where they want to actually be reborn. And if we think of this, even like now, there's like autumn sort of harvests, like there's things like potatoes and cabbage things, but that um like where did that come from? That came from spring, that somebody set seeds, and similarly here now we can set these seeds so that in future life we experience that effect, as in past lives our previous self was setting seeds that somehow like are we have great gratitude for them because now we've been born in this form, in this human realm with all these freedoms and all these in endowments. um, Yeah. So moral discipline and stainless prayer to gain a human rebirth are the main causes of being born human. Having respect for our parents, our spiritual guides, the three jewels and other beings is the main cause of gaining nobility. Patience is the main cause of great beauty. Generosity is the main cause of great resources. Offering protection to others is the main cause of great power. Studying and rejoicing in Dharma is the main cause of great wisdom. Healing and looking after those who are ill is the main cause of good health. Saving the lives of others is the main cause of long life. With our precious human life, we can create all of these good causes. So, setting these seeds, um, if we do so, we will be sure to experience the results, just as when we strike a match and put it on a dry haystack, we are sure to have a fire. With this precious human life, we can create the cause to have whatever kind of human life we wish. We can become a millionaire, we can become a wise politician, or we can become a ordained person who keeps pure moral discipline. Okay, sorry, I need to. um, so, yeah, I think we can do the next part too. So, um, we just cause and effect. We just set these seeds. We know what we're doing. Um, and if we're like rejoicing and we're sorry, we want wisdom, that's actually the greatest one. We want this wisdom. Um, we can have them all, but we just rejoice in Dharma, Sati Dharma, um, begin to erode this ignorance, gain wisdom. Okay, and then we'll begin with the great value of our precious human life from the point of view of our ultimate goal. Our ultimate goal is to attain the pure, eternal happiness of liberation and full enlightenment. Now that we possess a precious human life, we can practice and complete the three higher trainings that lead to liberation. The human form is said to be like a boat in which we can cross the ocean of samsara and reach the shore of liberation. As Shantideva says in Guide to the Bodhisattva's Way of Life, by depending upon this boat like human form, we can cross the great ocean of suffering. Since such a vessel will be hard to find again, there is no time to sleep, you fool. So he's saying here, like, don't waste this life. And in this, whenever he's saying you fool, he's actually talking to himself here. He's not talking, well, he may be talking to me too, probably, but he's talking to himself, like there's no time to sleep, you fool. He's super aware. He's so aware. He's got this boat-like human form to cross the ocean of suffering. And such a vessel will be hard to find again. Like we might think, oh, sure, maybe I'll do this in my next life or whatever. But where will we be reborn? As soon as that sort of out breath, there's no inhale, we're dying, and then we actually die. Where are we next? Where are we going to end up tomorrow? We are so impermanent. It could end very, very soon. Um, like there's no time to sleep, he's saying. And if we meditate on that, if we believe that, it's just like there. Um, Great value. Furthermore, with this precious human life, we can train in all five main causes of full enlightenment: renunciation, bodhicitta, the correct view of emptiness, and the generation and completion stages of secret mantra. Um, so the secret mantra referring here is High Yoga Tantra. Um, more on that later, I think. Since the human body possesses the six elements that are necessary for the practice of sacred mantra: skin, flesh, bone, channels, winds, and drops. So this body, this skin, flesh, and bone is the vessel that we can attain the like Vajra body. You know, we've got challenge, winds, and drops. We can attain that. Um, with this human form, we can attain all the experiences of secret mantra, including the ultimate realization of full enlightenment in just one lifetime. So this is known as the quick path. You know, it's like we self-generate, and then we do generation stage, and with these meditations, we can gain full enlightenment in just one lifetime. If we are reborn as a god of the form or formless realms, we will not have such an opportunity. Even the higher bodhisattvas born in Pure Land, such as Shukavati, do not have such an opportunity. So we meditate. So they like pray to be reborn as a human with these freedoms and also endowments. So they can actually practice this. And then Geshe says that we meditate since beginningless time without interruption. I have taken samsaric rebirths without freedom or control, in sorrow and in fear. So we're just like throwing like karma, just this just like throws us into our next rebirth. We have no control over that. At the time of death, we have no control over our next rebirth. Whereas with these meditations, we can have. Samsara is the most terrifying prison. Now, for the first time, I have all the conditions I need to break the bonds of my imprisonment. Therefore, I must not waste this precious opportunity to attain liberation and full enlightenment. So it's the most terrifying, but like the Shawshank again, he's not saying this is, it's so ordinary the way I'm actually putting it, but it's that thing where we can be, yes, we're in this prison. Yes, we can know it's temporary happiness here. It's actually suffering. It's actually pervaded, looking like closer, exchanging suffering. But then if we look closer again, which is a wee bit later on in the book, we see it's also pervasive suffering. It's like pervasive. It's not just exchanging. It's not just like manifest. It talks here about three types of suffering, like sort of manifest, that like physical pain, emotional pain. Then it talks about changing suffering. Then it talks about pervasive suffering. We look close, we look close, we look closer, we look closer again. Pervasive. Samsara is the most terrifying prison, and we just begin to meditate, and then we see that. Then we develop actual renunciation. Then we can have realizations, renunciation. We develop bodhicitta, the correct view of emptiness, generation stage, and also completion stage. Okay, thank you very much. I'll leave it there. So I'll just see who's online. I think it might be